Hello guys, in the previous two videos we had seen if my system passed all the requirement test or not, and we had found some issues including these two. Access to the internet, my system wasn't able to access to the internet, and the firewall. Now first I need to give this system access to the internet, so either I need to power on the router because that will allow me to access to the internet according to the setting of course 1 in Windows Server 2019 series. If you are not sure how to do it, you need to review that course, or simply access to the box itself, access to the settings. And in the settings of the box, currently I have one network adapter. I need to add another network adapter. So we add another one, and the other one by default connected to NAT, correct? This is my OK. So restoring virtual machine state, system will do that automatically. I don't need to do anything. And my system now is connected to the internet. If I check, so now I just open the browser, and as you see, we successfully access to Yahoo. And here, even if I ping it now, in addition to the IP address, now I can send and receive packets with the website. So I have access to the internet. Also, I can ping Victoria PC1 or DC1, which is my main domain control on 04. So by this now, the SQL box have connectivity with the internet and also with the internal network. So the first request is solved, which is relating to access to internet. Now the second one, this one relates to the firewall. I'll show you a quick solution, and also we need to see a document for more details. The details for now is not important, but in the future, yes, we need to understand all these ports and why we might need to open them. So the easy way is just right click on your start, access to run, and type Windows Firewall wf.msc, Microsoft Service Connection. And now, as you know, we have dealt with firewall before with inbound roles and outbound roles. With inbound roles, the incoming traffics, this is what I am trusting with. I can create in here a new role. And in this new role now, is it a program or it is a port? At this stage, we can use a port because I don't have a program yet. SQL is not yet installed. In the future, once we install it, we can say SQL is free to access using any ports. Then in that case, we can use the program. But for ports for now, continue with next. Well, I'm interested with TCP. As I told you, the most two important ports are 1433 and 1434. These are the two main ports in SQL engine. You need to open them in inbound traffic. And then you can continue now with next, allow the connection, next. It is for domain, private, public connectivity, the profile of the networks. These we don't need to spend time with them because we already had explained even how to use firewall here. This is just a quick reminder. If you want to review what we did, then please just review that in MCSA 2019 series. The firewall is being explained fully in course 2. So check it in there. And then later we explained it in course 3 because we integrated with group policy. Then next, and here I can give it a name like SQL ports or SQL 1433 and 1434. Depends on exactly what kind of policy or firewall policy I want to create. And by this, these ports will be allowed through the firewall. But before doing this, let us check now this document, which is configure the Windows to allow SQL Server access. So as you see here, firewall system help prevent unauthorized access to computer resources, as we know. And if a firewall is turned on but not correctly configured, attempts to connect to a SQL Server might be blocked. So to find the solution, we need to check the ports. In basic firewall information, we have two types. We have automatic roles and we have manual roles. With automatic one, the system is going to create a list of them automatically. We can check that if I cancel this one here. As you see, there is a list being created by default. You can just enable or disable the enabled one because these with the green logo, they are enabled. The one with no logo on it, it means it is being disabled, not active. You can enable it now. Or the active one, you can disable it. Or you create your own one as what we want to do here. These are the options. And the manual one is the one which you want to create it by yourself according to the scenario you have. So we have these two types. Now, when we come to program to configure the firewall, you can use MMC, the Microsoft Management Console. Again, just a quick reminder, MMC is available down there. Run, if I just type MMC, then in file, add remove snapping. From here, you have a list of snaps. Include IP security, include firewall, Windows Defender firewall if you want to add it. It is for local computer or even for another computer in case you want to check the firewall for another computer remotely. And now you can start again, define the inbound and outbound roles for this device or any other device. You can add any number of snaps of Windows Defender Firewall. So you can create MMC with a firewall management for a list of servers if you want. And you can even save it, as you know that, on your desktop. Whenever you want to play with a firewall for any device, just open the MMC and do the right configuration for the right server. This is a technique. Another technique is by using netshell, the command lines. With netshell, you can use something similar to this. Netshell firewall set, port opening, protocol equal TCP, the number of port, the name, SQL port mode enabled, scope, subnet, and the profile is current profile. So also you can use netsh. And also you can use the technique, just type wf windows firewall.msc and configure the right ports. Now let us check the ports which we have with the firewall. The most common ports are these, as you see, 14333, 4022, 135, 1434 for TCP, and for UDP 1434. Here you have the explanation of each one of these ports. Please spend some time with this document. Don't try to memorize it, just try to understand it. So in the future, if you have a scenario related to the SQL, according to which scenario do you have, you know exactly which port do you have. These are the defaults. According to some other features and options, you might need even to open a bigger list of ports. So here it tells you the default instance is TCP 1433. This is the most common port. Allowed through the firewall, it applies to routine connection to the default installation of the database engine. So we have this one. With this one here, we have also for TCP, the port 1434 for default instance, UDP 1434. We have default instance if you want to support HTTPS, which is 443, and TCP port 422 to verify the port use, execute the following queries. You can use the following queries inside the SQL database. In that case, you will be able to see which ports are open. For us, currently we cannot use the select name. So what we will use instead is netstat. Netstat can tell me about the open ports in my device. And in addition to these main ports, I have some other ports. This is in case you want to configure dynamic ports using Windows Firewall MSC. You can configure it. Instead of using ports, you just show the program and the path for the program, SQL Server.exe, and by this you open any port the SQL Server engine might need it. Maybe this is even an easier way for you to define which ports to be used. Now, if you want to use analysis service, then you need to go with these ports. Here, out of the scope to explain these advanced topics, but we just need to know about them. For reporting services, you need to open these two ports. And integration services also, we have some ports, additional ports and services. That's why I'm telling you, you need to spend some time with these. But don't take it a rush. Currently, you just need to learn about the default ports, how to open them. And in time, if you decide to become a master of database SQL, then it might be a time once you learn the other services to learn which ports need to be opened. So for me, currently, what I'm trusting with only these ports. So that's why I'll copy this. And now in our server, I have this SQL document. And with this SQL document, I will just add the ports so I can open them. Okay, we have the ports. Now it is time to open them. Now with my firewall, I need now to access to inbound roles, and in inbound roles, create a new role. And in this new role, we do the ports. So here we have ports next. And I start first with TCP. With TCP, I need to open 1433. This is what I need. 1433, 1434. I need to open 4022. And before all of these, I need to open 135. The order is not important. What is important here is just you need to mention them, but I just type them according to the order. So later it is easier to follow from the smallest one to the biggest one. These are the main four, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for, again, TCP. And here I want to allow this connection. It's for all profiles. And for the name, I will give this one is SQL Engine TCP. I'll copy this one because we need to create another one as SQL Engine UDP. Finish. So SQL Engine TCP is in there. We need to create another one, a new role for inbound connection. And with that one again, it is a port. and the port is UDP this time, and it is 1434 according to the definition I have it. Next, allow this connection domain private public. Next, and then we give it a name here. So instead of TCP this time we need to give it UDP and finish. Now this matter also has been addressed. Now the third one is relating to the service account. I will use the default one. I'm not going to change them. In the future you can change them if you want. You need to create a domain service account and attach them to the right service. But for now, what I have in here is more than enough. So for me, I expect now everything is ready. Just in the next video, we need to start immediately with the installation. Thanks for watching.